The Doomsday Vault. In the heart of Utah, just outside the town of Bluffdale, there is a place that isn't marked on any tourist map. It's hidden from view, under 24/7 surveillance. This massive concrete storage facility is surrounded by barbed wire, guarded by armed personnel, and protected from break-ins. It consumes so much water that local farmers complain about drought, and so much electricity that it could power a city of 50,000 people. This is the NSA data center, and it holds your secrets. And right now, in this very moment, it's buzzing. What's stored in this place? It's not just data. Your passwords, financial transactions, personal messages, your entire life, everything you've ever done online. In 2013, Edward Snowden revealed to the world that intelligence agencies are spying on us. But what he didn't reveal is why they collect data that they cannot even read. Today, we know their strategy. It's not just about intercepting data. Their strategy is called HNDL, harvest now, decrypt later. They're recording everything, terabytes, exabytes, zettabytes of encrypted garbage that they can't decrypt right now. Billions of dollars are being spent to store this data. Why? Because they know something you don't. They're building a key that will unlock everything. And that key is called the quantum computer. Once this computer reaches the required power, which could happen in 5 years, 3 years, or even tomorrow, this entire archive, accumulated over decades, will open instantly. All your secrets from 2020, 2024, 2026, your medical diagnoses, your financial dealings, your intimate photos, your political blackmail on senators and presidents. Experts call this event Y2Q, or Q-Day, the day when the past will no longer be private, the day when history will become transparent. And today, we'll explore how this digital apocalypse will unfold, why your bitcoins could vanish in seconds, and why the physics that should have sent us to the stars could instead send us back to the Middle Ages. God from the machine. To understand the scale of the threat, we need to understand what we're dealing with. We're used to calling it a computer, but that's a mistake. This is not just a faster version of your MacBook. This is a device that operates by completely different laws of physics, laws that we still don't fully comprehend, laws that resemble magic. A classical computer is like a soldier. It follows orders sequentially. Check option A. Didn't work? Check option B. Didn't work? Option C. Even the most powerful supercomputers in the world, like Frontier, are just armies of fast soldiers. They are limited by linear time. They can't process all options at once. Now imagine we're talking about a quantum computer. It works with qubits. Imagine a coin spinning on a table. While it's spinning, it's neither heads nor tails. It's both at the same time. This state is called superposition. Thanks to this, a quantum computer doesn't go through options one by one. It checks all possible options simultaneously. Imagine your computer can check all options at once, without needing to go through them sequentially. It's like if you lost a ring in a giant castle, and instead of checking each room one by one, you create 1,000,000 copies of yourself, all of which look into every room at the same time. What does a quantum computer look like? How much does it cost? Now let's take a deeper look at what a quantum computer actually is. It doesn't look anything like the computers we're used to. It's not just metal and plastic. It's a huge cryogenic installation where the temperature drops to extremely low levels, close to absolute zero. In these conditions, quantum bits, qubits, behave like magic. They can be both 0 and 1 at the same time, providing extraordinary computational power. A quantum computer consists of hundreds and thousands of qubits, all integrated with complex cooling systems. These systems need to operate at ultra-low temperatures, nearly -273 degrees Celsius, making them huge and costly. One example of such a machine is Google's Sycamore processor. It contains just 54 qubits, but it's already capable of performing calculations that even the world's most powerful supercomputers cannot handle. The cost of one such installation? Millions of dollars. And all this equipment requires massive refrigerators and laser systems, making quantum computers not just complicated, but incredibly expensive. But these technologies are evolving rapidly. Every year, bigger and more powerful systems are emerging. For example, IBM released the Condor processor, which includes 1,121 qubits. The company plans to create a quantum computer with 100,000 qubits. You might wonder, Why all this huge investment? Why spend billions on such a technology? Because a quantum computer is not just a machine for calculations. It's a revolution in how we will solve global problems, from medical research to weather forecasting, from particle physics to cryptography. But what will happen when this computer ends up in the wrong hands? Real investments in quantum computing. In light of all these threats, we must answer the crucial question: why is so much money being invested in quantum technologies? Why are even the biggest corporations and governments betting on this technology, despite all its risks? Companies like IBM, Microsoft, and Google are already spending billions of dollars to build quantum supercomputers capable not just of processing data, but of creating entirely new solutions to problems the world is facing, problems we haven't even considered yet. But what will happen if quantum computers become available not only to scientists, but also to hackers, terrorists, and nations with malicious intent? Post-quantum cryptography. How to protect against quantum threats. But if there's a threat, there must be solutions. Post-quantum cryptography is already being developed to protect against quantum threats. But will we be able to upgrade all our security systems in time? Today, the world's largest players are working on new quantum-resistant algorithms, but it will take decades to implement them. Imagine your data remains unprotected just when quantum computers become available to everyone. Will post-quantum systems be able to keep up with the rapid development of quantum attacks, or will the world face a total digital disaster? What is the foundation of the world's security? A simple mathematical trick. It's called RSA. The entire global banking system, military networks, and the internet itself are based on the assumption that multiplying two prime numbers is easy, but breaking the result back into factors, impossible. If I give you the number 15, you'll immediately say 3 times 5. But if I give you a number with 600 digits, to find its factors, all the computers on Earth would need to work until the heat death of the universe. That's your password, your protection. A mathematical impossibility to reverse compute. But in 1994, mathematician Peter Shor created an algorithm, Shor's algorithm. It's a guide for quantum computers on how to break this code, not by brute force, but by finding periods in the function. For a quantum machine, factoring a 600-digit number could take hours or even minutes. What does this mean in practice? Imagine you're logging into your online bank. You see the green padlock in your browser. You feel safe. But in a post-quantum world, that padlock is wide open. A hacker, sitting in a cafe with access to a cloud quantum service, sees your password as clearly as if you wrote it on your forehead. And it's not just about money. Power stations, dam control systems, nuclear reactors, air traffic control towers. They all communicate through encrypted channels. If encryption falls, any terrorist could shut down the power grid in the US or Europe, simply by sending the right command that the system would accept as legitimate. This isn't just a robbery scenario. This is a global blackout scenario. Chapter 3. Crypto Crash. But I have Bitcoin, you might say. Blockchain can't be hacked. This is one of the most dangerous misconceptions of our time. Yes, Bitcoin doesn't use RSA. It uses elliptic curve cryptography, ECC. It's considered more secure. The irony is that for a quantum computer, breaking elliptic curves is even easier than breaking RSA. Let's imagine this day. We'll call it Black Wednesday. It's 2026 or 2027. Bitcoin is worth $200,000. The world believes in digital gold. Suddenly, a transaction appears in the blockchain. A wallet belonging to Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, comes alive. 1 million coins, which have been stationary since 2010, begin to move. But Satoshi hasn't come back. Someone just picked up his private key. Shor's algorithm and Grover's algorithm can calculate the private key just by knowing the public wallet address. Once the world realizes that private keys are no longer private, panic will begin. Panic like the markets have never seen. This won't be a 50% drop. The price will crash to zero, because Bitcoin is trust in math. If math is broken, Bitcoin is just a series of numbers that mean nothing. Chapter 4. Biological hack and the end of truth. Money is just a means of making profit. There are things worse than bankruptcy. Quantum technologies pose a threat to our very biology. The most complex problem in chemistry is protein folding, understanding how a molecule folds into a three-dimensional structure to become a drug or a poison. Right now, it takes us years to develop vaccines. A quantum computer can model molecules in seconds. In the hands of doctors, this is the cure for cancer, Alzheimer's, immortality. In the hands of a bioterrorist, it's the ability to create a virus that targets people based on genetic traits. Imagine a virus that's harmless to 99% of the population, but deadly to those with a specific set of genes. The perfect ethnic weapon. Silent, invisible, no explosions. And finally, the death of reality. AI, enhanced by quantum computing, will surpass the concept of deepfake. It will generate reality in real time. Your daughter calls. You see her face. You hear her voice, her intonations, her words. She's crying and asks you to send money. You send it. But your daughter wasn't there. It was a quantum neural network that calculated your psychological reaction and generated a perfect simulation in real time. In this world, we won't be able to trust our eyes or our ears. The post-truth era will end. The post-reality era will begin. Conclusion: return to the analog world. The U.S. government knows this. In 2022, Joe Biden signed the NSM-10 memorandum, directing all agencies to urgently transition to quantum-resistant encryption. China is building a quantum communication network thousands of kilometers long, which cannot be intercepted using the malicious satellite. The giants are preparing for the storm. But what about us, ordinary people? The paradox of the 21st century. The most advanced technology for protecting the future is old technology: paper, cash, face-to-face meetings. A quantum computer can crack any digital code, but it can't crack a handwritten notebook sitting in your safe. It can't impersonate the person sitting across from you at the table. We've trusted the digital world too much. We've handed our memories to the cloud and our money to code. It's time to remember the value of the material world. Because when Q-Day comes, when screens go dark or start lying, the only thing left will be what you can touch with your hands.